Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bold and Beautiful Today channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Does Steffy's whining about her job finally cause Finn to open his eyes? Steffy Forrester uses Finn as a sounding board for all of her work-related issues on Bold and the Beautiful, but as John Finnegan listens, he might begin to realize how her self-centered behavior on the CBS serial opera caused his own issues. These days, the co-COE of Forrester Creations behaves like a child who refuses to share her toys. However, it appears that she has found her match in Carter Walton, who is prepared to put an abrupt end to her personal problems while operating the bus at FC. Brave and lovely, Steffy Forrester brings Finn home. When Steffy Forrester speaks with Finn at home, viewers of Bold and the Beautiful discover a lot. John Finnegan listens well. He is also not one to push back very frequently. Finn essentially confirms Steffy's claims. He does, however, occasionally attempt to draw her back in so she may see things from a different angle. Finn was already enlightened by Steffy Forrester's stories about Hope Logan and Carter Walton. Spoilers for Steffy Forrester, John Finnegan, and Finn from Bold and the Beautiful. At Forrester Creations, however, another issue has emerged. It's with her cousin Ivy Forrester this time. It was more of an ambush when Carter sprung a meeting on Steffy. But when it comes to Steffy, he has no other options. She still prioritizes her personal problems before anything that could help FC. B&B, Steffy is viewed differently by Finn. Some people are aware of Steffy Forrester's campaign against Hope Logan. The Forrester daughter also hangs Hope's line over her like a weapon of extermination. Hope Logan will lose all hope for the future if she simply gives Finn a sidelong glance. Thus, this warning is hung over her stepsister's head every day by Steffy Forrester. Although he is aware of Steffy's contempt for her stepsister, Finn is unaware of the full scope of her threats. However, Finn probably solves the puzzle when Steffy Forrester brings home a fresh set of problems. Is John Finnegan a target of his wife's power plays in Bold and the Beautiful? This week on Bold and the Beautiful, Steffy Forrester probably talks to Finn about her issues with Ivy. She most likely keeps getting angry with Carter as well. However, Finn might begin to question whether his wife bears some responsibility for these issues. She seems more concerned with maintaining control than she does with the family business's success. John Finnegan had serious issues as a result of Steffy's treatment of Finn, which prohibited him from seeing his biological mother from the beginning. He ultimately ignores Sheila Carter and marches to the beat of Steffy's drum. However, Finn might be sufficiently awakened by the way his wife is treating Hope and Ivy to realize that she essentially did the same to him. At his wife's insistence, he stopped communicating with Sheila, much to his disapproval. Finn may therefore become more aware of Steffy's management style at work as a result of her issues at the family firm. However, it can also make him realize how she has managed his life on the CBS soap opera thus far. Ever since the Hope for the Future meeting, Steffy had been questioning Carter's actions. In order to promote a jewelry line for Forrester Creations, he has now gone over her head and invited Ivy and Elektra to town. Admire B&B, Days, General Hospital, or other soap operas? Participate in the discussion on our SC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right now, click this link. Steffy will not be made to do anything she does not want to do, even though Carter has put her in an embarrassing situation. Ivy and Elektra approach Steffy with their proposal, but it's not as clear-cut as they would have assumed. Carter is pushed over the edge on Wednesday by Steffy's response to Ivy and Elektra's jewelry ideas. Steffy is incensed when he corrects Carter. Is he aware that he is approaching the situation incorrectly, or does he now perceive Steffy as an obstacle to his goals? Will has expressed to his father that he just wants to work as an intern at Forrester in order to be around the attractive women who work there. He had no idea that one in particular would leave him speechless. Elektra and Will cross paths in the corridor. Will immediately falls to his knees to assist in picking up whatever she drops. Does Will holding up a ring hint at a flashback scenario in the future? When they first meet, there is a lot of excitement, but will Elektra be as keen to get close to Will as he is to her? When Carter's plan for Forrester Creations encounters a roadblock, he becomes furious. He believes Steffy is leading with her emotions and is unable to make business judgments based on personal matters. Carter believes Steffy is harboring resentment and preventing the business and him from expanding successfully, even though he acknowledged to Hope that he was supporting her line because he had affection for her personally. Steffy's intimate relationship with Ivy and Hope makes it easy for Carter to win over supporters. Carter claims to know how to help Hope realize her dream of having a successful fashion brand. Additionally, he is prepared to speak out against Steffy on her behalf. He wants Ivy's jewelry line to help the business succeed now that she's in town. Is Carter inciting conflict with Steffy by cultivating allies? Hope exaggerates, Carter overreacts, and Brooke's crash. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter overreacts, Hope fantasizes, and Brooke crash. Here are the spoilers for Tuesday, October 22, 2024 foot episode of Bold and the Beautiful. Hope Logan daydreams about Carter Walton in tomorrow's episode. Hope is probably suspicious that a guy is involved when Brooke Logan interrupts her fantasy. Additionally, Carter surprises Steffy Forrester Finnegan with a statement. Find out what will happen in the upcoming episode of the CBS soap opera by reading on. I hope Logan has a fantasy. According to Tuesday, October 22 B&B teasers, Hope has put a stop to her desire for Carter. Hope will, however, stay by herself and daydream about her covert love affair once the two separate ways. The door opens as Hope imagines what it may be like with Carter. Spoilers for B&B, Brooke Logan untrustworthy. Hope will be jolted out of her fantasy when Brooke bursts through the door. Brooke will undoubtedly be aware that her kid was thinking about someone or something. Before, Hope's expression made it obvious to Brooke that she was thinking about a man. Brooke will therefore probably believe that Hope is thinking about a male this time as well. Brooke is going to want to know who Hope is thinking about. Brooke may be concerned that it's John Finnegan. Hope can easily reassure her mother, though, that she wasn't thinking about Finn. Liam Spencer, Scott Clifton, may be Brooke's next assumption, but Hope will also refute that. Will Hope maintain this a secret from herself even if Brooke pressures her to tell her? The declaration of Carter Walton. According to Tuesday, October 22 spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter will ultimately surprise Steffy with unexpected news. Carter informs Steffy that he invited Ivy and Elektra Forrester to Los Angeles. Carter urges Ivy and Elektra to approach Forrester Creations about their jewelry brand. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter overreacts, Brooke crash, and Hope fantasizes. Steffy won't be able to approve a new fashion line because Carter is already pressing to invest in Hope's line. Steffy may also question why Carter is making these choices rather than consulting the CEOs. Spoilers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Tuesday, October 22, 2024, Steffy just spoke with Ridge Forrester about Carter's peculiar actions. It's possible Steffy won't even glance at the jewelry. Steffy might clarify that the business does not now have the funds or resources to take on a new line. Additionally, Steffy will be incensed at Carter for inciting Ivy and Elektra's optimism without cause. Carter may go too far this time, despite the fact that the Forresters view him as a member of the family. When Carter has Ivy and Elektra pitch a jewelry line, Steffy is taken aback. Today on Bold and the Beautiful, Carter has a surprise for Steffy. Sheila and Deacon talk about his kid, and Brooke asks Hope what makes her smile. In the early B&B review from Monday, Hope advised Carter that they should go cautiously and in private, while Carter acknowledged that he cared more for her than for Katie. Sitting in the design office, Hope smiles as she recalls Carter praising her. When her mother enters the office, she remarks that she hasn't seen her grinning in a long time. Brooke acknowledges that she told Deacon everything about the pressure she is under. The mother and daughter talk about how wonderful it is to have Carter's assistance and how passionate it is. They won't allow anything to happen to the line, Brooke reassures her. She feels Liam did a fantastic job on the advertisement he created for her. She exhorts her daughter to concentrate on her team and vision. They welcome Will on board and tell him how good it is to have more Logan family close by when he delivers the mail. According to Hope, the corporation has significant family divides. She hopes he can have fun and avoid the turmoil. When they inquire about Bill's reaction, he says that his father approved of his decision to work in an environment full of attractive ladies. Steffy questions Carter at the office about his intense HFTF lobbying. She doesn't understand it. According to him, the line is crucial for connecting with younger customers, which will ultimately help Couture. As he continues to emphasize that this is not the time to retreat, she appears confused. According to Steffy, they are unable to give every line the same treatment as the bedroom line. He begins discussing purchases and mergers. He has scheduled a meeting with her. He opens the door, and Ivy enters. Steffy needs time to think about this. She feels ambushed and is not thrilled. Carter clarifies that Ivy continues to create jewelry. The company might benefit from her return. Ivy merely needs an opportunity, she doesn't need an office. At Forrester, you feel at home. Steffy keeps glancing back and forth. She tells him that she has long-standing problems with Ivy and expresses her genuine displeasure at him doing this. Carter claims that those are private matters, but Ivy says she won't allow them to interfere with business. She already has a following and is said to be able to follow Quinn's lead. She calls in her niece, Electra, and declares that she has someone to work with. When Steffy sees her, she is astounded. They give hugs. She was young when she last saw her. Ivy claims that she doesn't want their history to stand in the way of what could be a truly remarkable future. Steffy gets steamrolled as they continue to pitch. She acknowledges the beauty of her work and expresses regret for John's ordeal. She is informed by Electra that she has always admired her and even wrote a paper about her. Steffy recalls that she wrote a report about her grandmother. Ivy reiterates that they are not the same people they once were and that she has changed and evolved. According to Carter, this might be the first step toward achieving their goals. He begs her to follow Ivy's lead. Ivy Forrester has always been a steady presence at Forrester Creations, her style and talent proving she has the vision and tenacity to leave a lasting impact. However, despite her commitment to the family business, she's been at odds with Steffy Forrester, who has long held the reins at Forrester Creations with confidence and authority. As Steffy's personal conflicts and old resentments continue to brew, they are beginning to take a toll not just on her relationships, but on the company's stability. Ivy has noticed Steffy's growing frustrations and the detrimental effects they are having on Forrester Creations. Unable to bear it any longer, Ivy decides to turn to none other than Eric Forrester, patriarch of the family and a man whose wisdom and fairness could provide much-needed clarity. The tension between Steffy and Ivy isn't new. Years ago, Ivy and Steffy clashed over Liam Spencer, causing a rift that, despite being somewhat mended, never fully healed. Even now, Steffy's tendency to keep Ivy at arm's length at Forrester Creations reflects that lingering distrust. While Steffy is often consumed by the big picture of the fashion house, her leadership has sometimes been colored by personal grievances. Ivy, ever the professional, has felt increasingly sidelined, especially as Steffy focuses more on internal conflicts, particularly the ones involving Hope, Liam, and Finn, rather than fostering a collaborative environment at Forrester Creations. These ongoing tensions, Ivy believes, are not only unhealthy for the business but are putting the future of the company in jeopardy. Ivy's concerns are not unfounded. Forrester Creations is a powerhouse in the fashion industry, but even the strongest companies require harmony at the top to remain competitive and innovative. Ivy has been observing Steffy's emotional struggles, especially her complicated feelings about Hope Logan's continued rise within the company. Hope's line, Hope for the Future, has been thriving, much to Steffy's chagrin. The success of Hope's brand feels like a direct challenge to Steffy's authority and vision for the company. Instead of seeing this as an opportunity to build on Forrester's legacy, Steffy has allowed her personal grievances with Hope to bleed into her professional life, creating an increasingly hostile work environment. For Ivy, it's not just about Steffy's resentment toward Hope, it's about the broader picture of leadership at Forrester Creations. Ivy recognizes the danger in allowing personal emotions to dictate business decisions. The once collaborative energy at Forrester is now being overshadowed by Steffy's emotional outbursts and decisions that seem rooted in vengeance rather than strategic growth. As Steffy continues to let her personal animosity towards Hope cloud her judgment, it's causing internal divisions within the company that could affect everything from design collaboration to business expansion. Feeling like she's running out of options, Ivy turns to Eric, knowing that he is the one person who can help mediate the growing discord within the family business. Eric has always been the glue holding Forrester together, and Ivy hopes that his wisdom can temper Steffy's emotional responses before they cause irreparable damage. Eric, the founder and the heart of Forrester Creations, has seen his fair share of family drama play out in the boardroom, but Ivy knows that even he can't fix the situation without fully understanding how deep the resentments run. Ivy presents her case to Eric with a sense of urgency, explaining that Steffy's inability to separate her personal issues from her leadership role is becoming costly. Ivy highlights how decisions regarding major projects are being delayed because Steffy is too distracted by her feelings of rivalry with Hope. Additionally, Ivy reveals how Steffy's refusal to work closely with her has led to missed opportunities, particularly in the European market, where Ivy's knowledge and connections could have been invaluable had Steffy been willing to collaborate more effectively. Eric listens carefully, knowing that the stakes are high. Forrester Creations is more than just a family business, it is a global brand that has to remain competitive in an ever-changing industry. He knows that the family's internal squabbles cannot continue to derail their collective efforts. But, as a father and a grandfather, Eric is also acutely aware of the emotional toll these disputes take on the individuals involved. His love for Steffy is deep, but he also understands that her leadership is faltering under the weight of personal vendettas. In response to Ivy's concerns, Eric faces a dilemma. On the one hand, he knows that confronting Steffy could potentially lead to even more animosity within the family. Steffy is fiercely protective of her position, and any suggestion that she isn't handling her role well could be met with defensive resistance. On the other hand, Eric realizes that if he doesn't step in, the cracks in Forrester's foundation could widen, ultimately affecting the company's future. He has seen firsthand how personal battles can poison the workplace, and he is not willing to let that happen again, especially after witnessing similar conflicts in the past involving Ridge, Brooke, and Taylor. As Ivy pleads her case, Eric decides that it's time to have a serious conversation with Steffy. But instead of going into the discussion as a disciplinarian, Eric plans to approach his granddaughter with empathy. He knows that Steffy has been through a lot, both personally and professionally, and that her current actions are likely rooted in fear and insecurity. By talking to Steffy about how her resentments are impacting the business, Eric hopes to open her eyes to the larger picture. Forrester Creations isn't just her legacy to control, it's the culmination of generations of hard work, and everyone in the family has a part to play in its success. Ivy, meanwhile, feels a sense of relief after talking to Eric. She knows she did the right thing by bringing her concerns to the one person who can influence Steffy without making her feel attacked. But Ivy is also prepared for the fallout that could come from this intervention. She is aware that Steffy might not take kindly to the idea that someone else went to Eric behind her back, especially if she feels undermined. However, Ivy believes that the future of Forrester Creations is more important than Steffy's temporary anger. If Steffy can overcome her personal issues and refocus on what really matters, the company, and the family, can thrive once again. In the end, this moment represents a turning point for Forrester Creations. Will Steffy be able to put aside her resentments and lead the company with a clear head? Or will her ongoing feud with Hope and her strained relationship with Ivy continue to cloud her judgment, ultimately threatening the future of the family's fashion empire? Ivy's decision to involve Eric may be seen as bold, but it underscores the critical importance of leadership, collaboration, and the ability to separate personal feelings from professional responsibilities. The future of Forrester Creations, it seems, hangs in the balance, with Eric once again being called upon to restore harmony in the family and, by extension, the company itself. Ultimately, Ivy's move to involve Eric shows just how far-reaching the impact of personal feuds can be. At Forrester Creations, family and business are deeply intertwined, but as Ivy has learned, keeping them separate is sometimes the only way to save both.